You think you could ever, see yourself running for office, do you?
No, no chance.
I'd like to do that. I think I would. I think I'd be alright in that. Really, I'd probably have to go as like a local councillor first and just work my way up to the prime minister.
No. Well, I'm
Yeah,
just thinking that if I did it, then I wouldn't be able to help myself from saying some outlandish statement in an interview or something.
yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but it doesn't matter really. As long as your supporters are happy with it. Depends what it is, I guess. But yeah. But anyway, don't think it's really healthy when you're young and you want to be a politician. That just says something negative about your character, in my opinion. And like, you got all these people in Girls State, that documentary we watched. They're like under 16, right?
Yeah.
And they already know what they want to be a liar, basically, for a living.
It's just you want to be something like a Olympic swimmer, or some like cool job, don't you? Don't want to be a politician.
No, you're basically just saying, like, I've got a thirst for power. Like, I'm desperate to be powerful.
I'm a skim back.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, what did you think of it in general? I don't know.
I'd say it's just a massive letdown.
Yeah.
Because we watched Boys Day.
Yeah, a few years ago, that wasn't
And compared to that, it's just complete trash, isn't
it? Yeah, honestly, it's like a completely different story. Like, it's like a whole different concept. If you're thinking it's going to be similar, it's not.
And then you usually say what it was about to give you an idea if you haven't watched the film.
Yeah.
But this film is just about nothing, is it?
No, basically, what it's meant to be is like a mock, like government scenario, basically, where they all come to this one place, gather in this one place. A load of young people from like every state in America runs one, and then they run in like different elections for various positions of government, which they were doing in this, but not in like a cool way at all. Like it was like the most uneventful way of doing that you could possibly think of.
Yeah. You've, in like high school, talking about UK here, you've done more substantial projects than this.
Yeah. What did you say? Like, what was what was the majority of the time? What were they doing?
And they were just like making posters, like cutesy posters with like multicolours or hearts on them.
Yeah.
And like plaiting each other's hair and stuff. And talking about their feelings.
Yeah, and like they were plaiting each other's hair and talking about how they weren't debating politics instead of just debating politics.
And they were friends. And they had different political ideologies.
Yeah.
The blonde girl and the really ugly one.
Yeah. Dog woman. But yeah, like she's one of them, and she that girl, like the good-looking ones. They just have her there, like to make them look better looking. They get a really ugly reference there, and then like oh yeah, she's really good looking, like, compared to her friend at least.
Yeah. And then in the grand scheme of things, she's not good looking.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at the list. It's taken me a while to read like the why is it bad section, but what do I? Oh yeah, we said the first one. Just doing a load of gay stuff. Yeah, so that gets onto it actually. Like they're all sitting around having lunch, and this is like after the, little scene where they said there's some girls talking, saying like, oh yeah, why haven't we been debating anything? Like, we've been here like 4 days and no one's had a political debate yet. So then they're all around the table, and then like one of them's like, oh yeah, this is my position on abortion, and then the other one's like, oh yeah, I'm completely the opposite of that. Like, I'm fully this way. And then the girl across from her is just like, ah, right, okay, yeah, sort of like just agrees with it, even though it's like the opposite end of the spectrum. Like she didn't try and debate her at all.
And you could tell like the one who started it, like she was really shy and she didn't want to speak.
Yeah.
Like why did she even bring it up in the first place?
Yeah, right, yeah. It's like because the other one was really aggressive about it. Like she knew her like beliefs and what policy she was going to put forward, basically,
Hmm.
in this event. And the other one was, you can tell she just hadn't thought it through, basically, the position.
And then why would you go to an event like this if you're not willing to argue your views?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like, why the hell are you there?
Force them.
I don't know. They all seem pretty, like, eager to be there.
Hmm.
It's not like they were unhappy with it or anything. They just, like, for some reason, didn't have any positions, or they just didn't want to voice them. Like, because women are more agreeable, aren't they? Like, men are obviously more disagreeable, which we've seen in boys' thing.
Yeah, they're just going at each other constantly with them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But this one, honestly, the complete opposite.
They're all like just in a circle singing Kumbaya.
They actually were. In a couple of things, they actually were doing all like on the opposite ends of the political spectrum. Like, one was like for abortion forever, like until like the age of 5, and the other one was like a Catholic, like, oh yeah, no abortion at all, and they were all just there, like you say, holding hands, like affirming each other and stuff. And it's so weird. Like, you hate this person, they want to kill a child. By your logic, they want to kill a child, and you're willing to like sit across the table and like say how great they are. That's just weird.
It's just strange. I don't know if other girls' states like would be the exact same.
Maybe.
Where was this one set?
It was in a blue state.
Hmm.
I forget which one it was, but I think Boys State was in Texas on it, so I suppose that made it way more interesting as well. That one may be a good point, actually. They should have done a girls' state, Texas or Tennessee or something. Like, get one of them red states. Florida would be an interesting one.
I don't know. They all just believe the same thing, so they really can have a debate because they all just believe it.
Yeah, maybe they're all just a bit moderate, they sort of weren't far enough in either direction. Yeah, maybe.
And obviously the program people didn't exactly help them, did they?
No.
They didn't set up any things for them to do, really, did they?
No, you got to set up some conflicts. And
I don't really remember Boys Day that much, but I remember like big meetings of like all different groups.
Yeah. I didn't get that though, because like in that boys' state, they sort of made like a party, didn't they? Like, for the governor, whoever was running for governor, like he sort of assembled like this party, and he got that one like paraplegic dude, didn't he? Like, was he paraplegic or what?
He had something wrong with him, didn't he?
And he was like a little gremlin in the background, like masterminding everything. Like, but then they like called him racist because he was like taking the mick out of one of the black guys in the other party. They're saying he's racist.
There's nothing like this for the girls. They weren't smear campaigns or anything.
No, it's so funny that one. Like, because I remember. I don't want to say retarded, but like retarded guy who's like, like you say, went on like a massive smear campaign against the black guy, didn't he? Even though he did nothing wrong. Which is real politics, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like girls are just less interesting.
Yeah.
Pick something that they have the forefront of.
Yeah.
I can't think of any. Secretary.
Yeah.
Do a secretary tournament.
That's another point. That throughout the movie, maybe 6 or 7 times they'd be like, oh yeah, men shouldn't have a say in abortion legislation, only women should have a voice. But then they didn't debate it. So someone's got to debate it and determine what's, going to be the law for the country, haven't they? Or the state. They weren't willing to debate it, so the men are going to, aren't they?
Yeah. And also on that point, just a bit of my own politics here. Like, a woman has birthed a man. Right, so he should have a say because he's gone through it. And
yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's not like you create a man a different way than you create a woman.
No. You either believe the baby is a baby or you don't. And you're willing to kill it. There's no in between for me. Like, I don't get by all this thing like so many months or weeks or whatever. It's just an extreme thing for me. I'm like obviously as far to the right as you can get. Like I don't care. I don't care how it's been conceived. Basically, you just shouldn't be able to abort it. And anyone to the left of me, you're just like willing to kill a child, in my opinion. So
Don't get it.
no,
Strange.
weird.
We're still in the bad section here.
Yeah, they're just ranting like that. Just so I like talking about politics as well.
You wanted to mention now the governor's main policy was that she was just a selfish person.
Yeah. So like they did like a big speech, didn't they? The governors, like a day before the actual voting. They all got there one by one, outlined some of their policies, which were just like, I'm a nice person, stuff like that. No actual policy.
Yeah.
Then that one just come up, didn't she?
Yeah, the one who won. And she was like really obnoxious. Like, she was acting like a man, right?
Yeah, I was going to say. You could say almost masculine.
And then, her whole policy was just that she's selfish and she's going to do what she thinks is right.
Yeah.
And she's not going to take anyone else's opinion on it.
And as soon as that happened, I said, oh, she's going to win. Because these women are just so agreeable. Like, any sort of, character that's, like, out there, they're just going to go for that.
Yeah. And then, like you mentioned, all the others were just, like, kind of nice and...
Yeah.
And a bit boring, so they're never going to vote for them.
That's it, yeah.
And then there's another egregious thing here where a woman applied for a Supreme Court position but didn't actually believe in the Constitution.
She was like, I'm going to apply for this. And then, like, they do sort of like, what do you call it? When the camera's just on. It's an interview with the cameraman.
Talking head, isn't it?
Yeah, one of them styles. She was like, yeah, I just think like the Constitution was like made by a bunch of old white men, many years ago, and they don't understand our current position and all that. But then obviously the whole point of the Supreme Court is to uphold the Constitution and to like, apply the Constitution to whatever case is in front of you. But she was just like, I hate the Constitution. Why are you applying for that
then? And then she got the position.
Yeah.
She had to argue something about doctor-patient confidentiality.
Yeah, actually.
She didn't believe in the Constitution, so she just did a really poor argument.
Yeah, that gets onto the woman, black girl, innit? She was really good as the Attorney General in that case. Like, she went there, even though she was to the left, she just stated the facts, didn't she? What, like, the definition of, like, what was it, like, privacy? They were debating, weren't they? And, like, the HIPAA violation, like, surrounding women having to go to see a doctor before they get an abortion, and whether that should be brought in or not. And, like, the privacy, being, like, taken away from them in that scenario, and she was just there, like, well, so long as the doctor doesn't go outside of them two in that conversation, then it's not really an invasion of privacy, basically, wasn't it?
Because, they signed the HIPAA thing when they became a doctor. So, they can't legally spread information, can they?
No, and that's like, she's advising the Supreme Court. That's the whole point, really. On behalf of the state. But they just, like, went off on their own thing because they were really left-wing, didn't they? Basically.
And they just ignored it.
Yeah. They were like, well, I just don't think women should have to go to one of these things. So, therefore, I'm going to change the definition of privacy for the entirety of America. That's what the Supreme Court is. Like, I just don't understand it. And obviously they got their various amendments and parts to the Constitution that they just never referred to once in their, like, closing statements or anything, like, when they were given their reasoning.
It's just so bad. And then the last point on this situation, I don't know, what would you call her, a Native American?
I'm sure, like, Indian.
Indian.
Actually Indian, like.
Maybe.
Maybe.
She lost to the previously mentioned woman who got the Supreme Court role.
Yeah.
And but she was really happy for her.
She just got destroyed, lost the position.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, slay queen."
Yeah, basically. Well, then, obviously the boys would never do that. They'd be raging when they're like, what the hell? You beat me, you idiot.
You would never speak to them. You might shake their hand and go, "Alright, well played," or whatever.
Yeah.
You'd be really annoyed.
Yeah. Shake her hand and then like the gremlin guy comes from behind your shoulder. Like over your shoulder like, yes, I won. I masterminded this. So he was like,
Yeah. He looked a bit like Gollum, didn't he?
yeah, honestly, you gotta watch that because that was just so entertaining. Like thinking back on.
Yeah, so we're not recommending this film, but we're recommending Boys State.
Yeah.
And finally, we're gonna get into something good about it.
Yeah. So well, leading on from Boys State, like it was this, like because the boys, there was actually a Boys State running on the same campus at the same time. And occasionally we'd see some of them and like they'd talk to the girls and that was the most entertaining bit, wasn't it?
And that was barely entertaining because, you didn't get more than just a base conversation.
Yeah.
You didn't go deep into what they were doing because it was about the girls.
Yeah. That guy at the end, like she was interviewing him. She was doing some research piece on Girls State and Boys State, one of the girls. And he was just so eloquent when he like compared to the girls basically.
And he just knew exactly where he stood and said what he thought about the situation.
Yeah. He clearly thought about everything, like he clearly had his positions in place.
So, they could have just done another Boys State. Probably would have been better.
I'd watch that every year if they didn't.
And then we already mentioned the Attorney General. I just wanted to say that she's good, isn't she?
Yeah, fair play. Reiterate that.
And then just some random points now. Why was the Conservative candidate a lesbian?
Yeah, that's the only Conservative they could find who happened to be gay. She was incredibly moderate. She wasn't like actually Conservative, was she really?
No, she was a Liberal.
Yeah.
Like she was saying she's Conservative probably because her parents or family say they're Conservative.
I really didn't understand it. Like her whole deal really. Like, what's your position? Like she didn't say any of her policy.
No. I just think it goes against being Conservative, being gay, doesn't it? Like, it's the opposite of what you believe, what you're supposed to believe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you've heard gay people, gay Conservatives, you've heard of that, but it's not common, is it?
No, there must be Conservatives in that state who wanted to come to Girls' State and run for governor. Like, she can't be the only one.
And obviously there's like 5 candidates they followed and 4 of them were on the left, and then that one was basically on the left even though she was saying she was on the right.
Yeah, she was just like trying to please everyone, wasn't she really? And they were all leftists, so she was just pleasing them.
And then just wanted to get into a larger point. Like, this just shows why women in politics just doesn't work as well as men.
Yeah, like they're a bit emotional, aren't they? Like they think about what people think of them too much, I think.
And they don't just do the logical facts about the situations.
Yeah, right, yeah. Like the men, they just look at the position, don't they? Their position. And they just relate it to like the general public or whatever. Like, is this going to play well in my state or something, like, in my audience, to actually get me votes? They might have their position and they might, sway a bit left or something just to get the votes. But the women, they just like go like completely to the side that they think. Like they'll get rid of all their morals basically and all their judgment when they see them.
And it just at the end of the documentary they'd all said like, I want to be president or whatever position in the future. And you just think, oh God help us if they get into any positions of power. Yeah,
it's exactly like Kamala Harris now. Like, she doesn't actually have any policy. she's just like being told what to say. But like Donald Trump knows exactly what his policy is, what he believes in.
The party are just a mouthpiece for their ideas on.
Yeah, that's it basically. Yeah. But yeah, don't watch it basically. Watch Boys Day. Star rating after that.
You're given mainly negatives. But somehow we're still going to give it 0.5 just because, you know, it's not on the level of like Monkey Man or something.
Yeah, like it's not going to like offend you. It's just boring really, but you know, there's a couple of good points in there. Like we said really, a couple of good points. You may as well give it a 0.5 like you say. Raise it above Monkey Man slightly.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of did want to stop watching it, but it wasn't like Monkey Man where you desperately wanted to get out of there as fast as possible.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah. That pretty much sums it up, you know?
Have you got a question to leave the audience with?
Yeah, how many people do you reckon are going to try and shoot Trump before the election in November?
Yeah, so we're already at 2.
Yeah. I reckon at least another 2.
Hmm.
But yeah, leave your responses in the comments below.